We just hit 30,000 subscribers, so I think it's time once again to showcase your fantastic comments. Welcome to Comic Misconceptions, where you guys take me into detail about things that I thought I knew about comics. I'm your host, Scott Niswander. And just like when we hit 10,000 subscribers, I want to talk about the great comments and trivia you all left on older videos that either made me think harder and dive into some more research, or just made me laugh. Before we start, I want to give you guys 3 pro tips for commenting. Number 1, I try my hardest to read every single comment that ever pops up on every video, so there's no need to repost multiple times. I may not reply to every single comment, but rest assured that I do read them all. Number 2, it's a family show, so try to keep explicit language to a minimum. Thanks. And number 3, I love sources, so if you guys have any information that further enforces or challenges an idea I present in a video, I would love it if you could include a link to any sources. Got it? Good. Now let's go over your comments from the past few months in no particular order, and just like last time, I apologize for any names that I pronounce wrong. I want to start off with a big omission on my behalf on the episode about the dinosaur and the giant penny in the Batcave that also doubled as a history of the Batcave. There's a lot going on in that episode. Adam S. points out that I neglected to mention the New 52 origin of the giant penny that was revealed in the 0-year story arc. Thank you so much for bringing this up because it's definitely a cool story. So the basic gist of the 0-year story is that the Riddler has taken control of Gotham during Bruce Wayne's early days as Batman. Lucius Fox created a device that would block Riddler's signal, but Riddler sent drones to destroy it. Fox needed a new conductor to use to block the signal. Thankfully, Wayne Enterprises has a large penny statue out front that Fox rigged up to the signal jammer, allowing Batman to take back the city from Riddler because he's Batman, as Alfred astutely points out. So now we have 3 villains associated with the giant penny: Riddler, Two-Face, and of course, the Penny Plunderer. I just need there to be a live-action interpretation of it where it somehow will be used to defeat Superman and or save the day in the upcoming Batman v Superman film. Heck, I'd be happy if they just showed it outside of Wayne Enterprise in the Gotham TV show. That'd make my day. Thank you so much for this comment, Adam. Also on this same video, there's a great thread started by Many Facts about how Batman gets his trophies into the Batcave in the first place, which you should definitely check out. Link to that one and all the other comments in the description. Maybe you can add your own theory into the mix. Next, I want to look at Norenrad's comment from the video about whether or not superheroes need secret identities. Their comment talks about how Iron Man has lately been known as the guy who reveals his secret identity to the public almost instantly thanks to the Marvel Studios movies, but they want to know the real story behind Iron Man unmasking himself from the comics. This one was super fun to research, and I'm sure there are many other times when Tony comes out as Iron Man to the public, but from what I researched, the most notable time the public found out Tony was Iron Man was in Invincible Iron Man number 55 from 2002. Yes, 2002. It took him decades before finally revealing it to the public. Before then, Tony convinced the media that Iron Man was simply his own personal bodyguard.
Do you honestly expect us to believe that that was a bodyguard in a suit?
I know that it's confusing.
So when Tony disappears for a few weeks due to Iron Man business, he comes back home and the newspapers have declared him dead in his absence and his company's stocks are plummeting. He tells everyone at a press conference that there'll be a major announcement coming soon from Stark Enterprises, but he's just blowing smoke. He has no idea what that announcement will be. A short time later, in that same day, a young boy loses his dog and some thieves are getting away from the cops. These two events merge as the getaway car is hurtling towards the lost dog, about to run it over. Tony sees this and springs into action with his Iron Man armor in his briefcase. He stops the thieves' car just before it hits the puppy. The thieves get arrested, the young boy reunites with his dog, and the media goes crazy. Tony accidentally fulfills his promise of that major announcement. So unlike the movies where Tony outs himself due to his ego, he did it in the comics because he wanted to spare a young boy from dealing with the loss of his dog. That's nice. Thank you so much, Norenrad, for this question. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite comic book character, Mopee. 2 comments stood out to me on the video of the real origin of the Flash. William Fullingham pointed out that there's a scene in Flashpoint where Barry is trying to recreate the experiment that gave him his powers. He screams at the sky saying, "Come on, I'm right here!" And William wonders if Barry isn't just yelling at nothing, but instead yelling at Mopee and or the Heavenly Helpmates to bestow upon him the powers of the Speed Force once more. Heck, even if we choose to believe that Mopee doesn't exist in the main continuity, it's still fun to think that he could exist in this one, even though it's less of a parallel universe and more of an alternate timeline, but it's a comic book, anything can happen. There's even an eerily familiar line said by Thomas Wayne's Batman about the odds of the accident happening to Barry being ridiculously small, which was also said by Mopee in the comic book appearance. So great comment, William. There's another Mopee-related comment by Tim Leifer about something that I meant to throw in the episode but totally forgot. In the Flash TV pilot episode, Barry visits Oliver in Starling City, who says he doesn't think the lightning bolt struck him, but chose him. Now, obviously, everyone in their respective mothers has their own theory about this in this show, but Tim thinks, and I agree, that this could suggest NerdSync's favorite imp to make a live-action appearance on the show. Is it likely? Not at all. Would it kill me due to the potent mix of tremendous shock and unfathomable amounts of absurd laughter my body would endure? Most definitely. Something tells me we should start another hashtag campaign for this one, since the other two from this year have been pretty successful. Something like hashtag Mopee in the Flash. Just keep it simple. Or, something like that. Maybe follow it with an @tweet to the CW Flash Twitter account. Really get the ball rolling on this one. We're changing the fate of comic book movies and TV shows one hashtag at a time. Thanks, Tim. That's so dumb. Since the dawn of time, I've been getting requests for a Deadpool episode, and this right now is probably the closest that wish will ever come to being fulfilled. On a rather old video, at least by internet standards, about the Weapon Plus program, I constantly get comments from people saying that Deadpool is Weapon 11 in the comics, but I have not been able to find an actual source for that. However, Studs Ramrod was the only person so far to say that Deadpool is Weapon 9. Again, I had not heard this, but they provided a link to a video of Rob Liefeld, one of the co-creators of Deadpool, who said this.
I said to Marvel, I said, hey, you always call Wolverine Weapon X, Weapon X, Weapon X. That means 10, right? Yeah, huh? They confirmed that, okay? I said, have we ever seen Weapon 1 through 9? No. I said, Deadpool's Weapon 9. He's the last one before they got it right, so he looks like crap.
So, seemingly confirmed, but I still couldn't find it anywhere in the comics. So what happens when you have a comic book legend you want revealed? Why, you ask Brian Cronin, author of the Comic Book Legends Revealed blog, among other countless comic blogs and actual real physical books. I emailed him and asked if he knew if the story was true or not, and he told me, and I quote, I think it's mostly just him slightly misremembering stuff from 20-odd years ago. I do believe that he intended Deadpool to be basically a Weapon X washout, which ended up becoming his actual origin, but I don't believe he specifically put any thought into it beyond that. And certainly not Weapon 9, as the whole Weapon X is Weapon 10 didn't come around until Grant Morrison over a decade later. As Brian is infinitely smarter than I am about this, I'm going to say that his answer is likely the true story. So thank you to you, Studs Ramrod, for the comment, the link to the video, and for giving me an excuse to finally get in contact with one of my favorite internet authors. And that brings another episode based off of your comments to a close, but I do want to thank you all once more for taking the time to leave all the fantastic comments and the questions, and of course the compliments. My ego never gets tired of those. And also for the 50th episode coming in a few weeks, I think enough people suggested a Common Misconceptions about Comic Misconceptions episode, and that sounds really fun to me. So let me know below what kind of things you want to know about the show, or maybe some stuff about me if you're interested. I don't know. Anything is fair game, and boy do I regret that instantly as soon as it came out of my mouth. I already have a few things that I want to talk about that are total secrets about the show that nobody else knows, but I want you guys to write your questions in the comments below, and if you see someone else's question that you like, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That way I know which answers are the most demanded. In the meantime, if this is your first time hanging out with us here at NerdSync, please hit that big sexy subscribe button. We do weekly comic book videos just like this one every Wednesday, and we don't want you to miss out on any of it. Once again, I'm Scott. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, and next week is Thanksgiving in the US, so it'll be a shorter episode, but I think a really fun one. See you then.